My name is Dustin Phillips, and behind me is the birthplace of Helen Keller, and Helen was actually born in the cottage over here to my left. Helen was born on June the 27th of 1880. Helen was born a neurotypical child. She had no exceptional need whatsoever. After about 18 to 19 months old, she did contract a high fever that lasted for 3 days. And on the third day, she lost her vision and her hearing as a result of the illness. Naturally, her parents started to enable all of Helen's behaviors. Like, how do we make her have a more simple life? How do we make things easier for her? Over time, her behavior began to escalate because her behavior was her form of communication. If she wanted somebody, she grabbed them and pulled them close. If she didn't want something in front of her, she shoved it away. It wasn't until Helen got a little bit older that they realized how unsafe this home had become, because Helen had a new sister born named Mildred. When Mildred was born, Helen had never had to share that attention before, and they were desperate to find someone to help them. They wrote letters across the nation trying to find someone to help serve their child here in Tuscumbia, Alabama. And someone answered that call by the name of Anne Sullivan. Anne Sullivan's story is pretty interesting herself because she was also blind. She was a student at the Perkins Institute of the Blind, and she accepted the position to come work here for the Kellers. When she arrived, again, they were expecting a middle-aged woman to come work with their child. They did not realize that they had a 20-year-old, smart-mouthed Irish Yankee coming in to teach them. On day one, Captain Keller was ready to send her home, but Anne Sullivan saw that there was potential in Helen Keller. And she was very firm with Helen, and she had to be firm with the parents. And it wasn't until they went to the pump, which is right out back, that Helen started producing the words, water. What happened is Helen was feeling water come over her hand, and she had the recollection of a memory of when she was a very early child. She started trying to produce those sounds, and as her teacher is spelling W-A-T-E-R into her hand, it clicked. Things actually have names, and when things have names, I can communicate my wants or my needs. And that is what helped Helen to be able to communicate with the rest of the world. Helen left here at the age of 9, and she went to the Perkins Institute of the Blind herself, but she also went to the Cambridge School for the Girls, and eventually she graduated from Radcliffe College. She was the first deaf and blind person in the world to ever graduate with a college degree.